Hello YouTube, this is Shirley426, and today we have the review of the P-Bandai exclusive, or P-Bandai exclusive HGUC Pale Rider Cavalry. So this is technically, I believe, my fourth Pale Rider kit in the line, and once again, right off the bat, I'd like to mention, yes, it's still sticker heavy. There's some parts that are not color separated, but yeah, well, I mean, this is our fourth kit, and we should be, used to it at this point. Alright, so as far as I know, this specific unit was supposed to be like another attempt to mass produce the Pale Rider as well, because but I'm not sure if but it never really worked out well. But I would like to mention that this is also one of my most frequently used Pale Rider variants in the Gundam Battle Operation 2 game. So yeah, let's get on to the review right away. So first of all, let's talk about components. So first of all, what you get, of course, is obviously the mobile suit itself. And on the mobile suit right now, at the moment, we have two multi-purpose hands, which is each one on left and right. We have two beam saber hilts on the back, and we have this weird thing on the right side skirt. I believe that this is supposed to be some sort of battery pack or charger pack. Based on the design, but even the wiki does not really mention what that is. So anybody who knows what that is exactly and how, do let me know. But I do have a general idea based on the components. Oops, there we go. And here are your stuff that you are supposed to get. So number one, let's get rid of the typical stuff that we see multiple times at this point. Number one, we get two beam saber effect parts. Yes, we've seen that before. For the left hand, we get a fully open hand for the left, so nothing too special on there, but it's really good to have extra open hands time to time. We get the beam rifle. I believe this is called the hyper beam rifle, if I remember correctly. We've seen this multiple times at this point, so yeah. And we get the shield. Now I would like to mention that the stickers that these are all stickers as usual, but the stickers that were given with the shield are kind of different quality. They're more stiff. They're kind of like semi-plastic stickers. So the main reason that I can only assume is that you apply these, and technically on the manual they mentioned to apply these two stickers on top of the shield as well. So which is why they gave you different quality. And here is the sticker sheet, and we have a shield connector. Here is the sticker sheet. Very messy, but as usual, being the Pale Rider, there's always two modes, the normal mode and then the Hades mode. So you have to choose between the two. If you go with normal, you go with the blue stickers and blue eyes and normal vent colors. But if you go with the Hades mode, you have to go with the orange eyes or gold eyes, gold stickers, and gold vent colors as well. Because for the Pale Rider, when it uses its Hades mode, the vents start to glow in gold, but in this case, for these ones, they look more of orangish gold. So you get the idea now. As you can see, I did not use everything, so I'll just point out what I use, and if I remember what it is, I'll try to point out what part it's supposed to be using stickers as well. But as you can see, I mostly use 90% of them that you're supposed to use. Now here are some interesting stuff. So number one, we get this wire, which is actually meant to connect the main weapon to that battery pack thing. So I'll be demonstrating that later, but it's not really recommended because it really messes up the situation. But that's that. And then here we have the Shekina, the main weapon of this. So this is an interesting weapon. This is not the same weapon that we've seen on the Heavy Gundam from the Origins line. So number one, why is this interesting? So number one, we have a Gatling gun. Number two, we have a beam launcher right over here on the middle. And then number three is this. We have a missile launcher. So you can, oops, yeah, that's not supposed to happen. What you're supposed to do is that you're supposed to take this front section, not that section, this end section out, and then you can replace it with this to get that opened up, effect. So yeah, this is not the first time we're seeing such thing, but yeah, it's good that they included this aspect as well. And this, the way how you connect it onto the arm is that this is mostly connected to the right arm. You flip this open and reveals a handle kind of thing, and then an extra peg there that connects to the there's a hole on the arm, the bottom of the arm, so you connect it and you should have a very firm connection. And here is one of those holes for the cable, and then we have this extra handle. Now apparently this is mostly meant for the beam launcher gimmicks, because even in the Gundam Battle Operation 2, when you use this weapon, this is the only weapon that you can't use while moving. So you kind of stand still for like 2 to 3 seconds and then fire. So I believe it has a kind of maybe a recoil, or maybe it has a charging time. But yeah, so we have this extra handle for that to get that gimmick. And then here we have the beam javelin. Now do let me know on the comment sections, because this is my first time actually seeing this weapon in HGUC format. If there was another HGUC kit that had this, do let me know. And please do not mention the Thunderbolt version, because while it is a beam javelin, it's a different design. I also have that kit as well, so please. Yeah, but it's really nice to see this, because I know there are some other famous mobile suits that use these weapons as well. Alright, now being a P-Bandai kit, that's not it for the components. We also get some leftover parts. So without any specific order, let me go through them. So number one, we get this plate. So these are parts that were used in the space variants, and something we've seen something similar in the Unit 4 and Unit 5 kits as well. So these are meant to hold the fuel canisters, but yeah, I don't think you can actually use these on this kit. We get some leftover polycaps, nothing too special there. And then we get this part from the original ground type Pale Rider. We have the original chest, we have the original backpack, the original feet, we have the parts that goes onto the arm, which forms beam guns. We have some of the original head parts, because the head design does change in this specific variant. And then here we have some extra parts for this looks like a few vents from certain areas. These parts I really can't remember. And we get some more vents, more thrusters. Sorry about that. And then we have this huge part, which is also from the original Pale Rider ground type. So we have the original feet, side skirts, arms. We have the original beam sabers. This part, I think it might be the chest or the crotch area. We have the actual crotch piece, the back skirt, front skirt. We have the original legs going on here. The legs change, I believe, design has been more simplified, which is why we don't use these anymore. We have I believe these were vents that were not vents. These were the thrusters. Parts that are connected to the legs. And then we have the front part of the head. I believe we still use the back head for this kit as well, and front part of the legs and the neck area. So I believe you are actually able to make the original Pale Rider without the weapons, but I don't think that's really a benefit because it's all white. So if you want to make your own custom version of the Pale Rider, this kit might be for you. Alright, so now let's get over Articulation really quick, because Articulation is pretty much what you expect from modern kits. The only thing that you shouldn't be expecting from this kit is modern color separation. As you saw on the sticker sheet, or Pale Rider kits in general are just sticker heavy. So here is a comparison with the original Pale Rider kit. Now this is not the actually original, this is the Expo exclusive. So this is the only one I have for the original version, so yeah, just keep that in mind. So I just want to point out, there has been some changes in design, not to mention colors. The head has now a V-fin going on there, and then the shoulders may look similar, but their shape is similar. Their design is actually different. As mentioned, the front skirt, the chest has been changed, the arms has been changed, the front skirts, side skirts has been changed. A lot of parts has been changed basically. So, yeah, I believe these parts that are next to the legs, these parts I believe are still the same as the original. Alright, now let's get on to the review. So let's go on quickly, because there's nothing too special on the Articulation if you ask me. So looking at the head, now this is a really nice looking design. Now the only part that's lacking, well, not lacking exactly, but comparing with the original one, the original Pale Rider came with two visor pieces, one being this color I believe, or kind of more of a greenish color, the other being a red color for the Hades mode. This one does not come with a red visor, so if you want, even though you go with the Hades mode, you still use this visor as well. So I believe that is how it was in the Gundam Battle Operations 2 as well. So unlike the original one, this thing does not change color on the visor. And the Hades system on this one, according to the wiki, is much more stabilized, but of course time to time it does go berserk. So the head can go down that much, up that much, and 360. One thing to note about the head is that the V-fins, that is not a single piece. The yellow piece, they go each left and right separately, and when you do that, you have to push them inside in a very specific direction and angle, so do be careful not to break that. Alright, now let's go to the main body. So these parts, these top vents, I was expecting them to be stickers because that's how the original was. If you go with the Hades mode, you have to use the different color version. The part that disappointed me the most was the front chest and the front skirt and back skirt. This gray section on each side of the chest is a sticker, a single piece sticker. While they did a really nice job on the cockpit doing this red section a separate piece, I wish they could have done the same thing here. I was really disappointed on this part. And right off the bat, let's just go through this skirt right away. The front skirt, this is a separate sticker. The top, the middle is a separate sticker. This gray section is a separate sticker. So times 2 that, 3 times 2, 6 stickers on the front skirt. Of course, they can be separated, but I decided not to do that. And here's one more crotch area. This one you can skip if you want to do so. So that's that. Back skirt also 1, 2, 3. So that's 6 stickers on the back skirt, meaning that the front skirt and back skirt comes in entirely white. I mean, I can understand to some degree, but this is just too much. Granted, like front skirts on most mobile suit kits, they're just a single color. There's not many that actually has like multiple colors on them, but still, this was not that well done. I wish they could have done something different from this. Oh well, let's go to the arm. So I would like to mention the chest, the shoulder armors. They're not connected to the arm directly, or they are actually separate pieces for the armor itself. So you can pop them off like this. They're connected to this small peg here. So you just plug that in, and you should be good to go. And since they are on a ball joint, you are able to go forward and backward as well. And then we can go to the side about more than 90 degrees. But if you take off the shoulder armor, you should be able to go slightly more. 360 is possible. And we get a nice bend going on here. And we have your typical ball jointed hands. And here is that hole which I mentioned, which is also used on the Shekinah and also for the shield connector. Alright, before we go any place else, let's look at the backpack. The backpack is a new backpack as far as I can tell. The beam sabers are just pretty much plugged in there, and they're pretty stable. They're not loose in any format. And we have this fuel canister, which is on the peg in a specific angle, which is why you can kind of rotate them side to side like this. But I don't think that's supposed to be a gimmick, but that's there. Now, because of the backpack and some other designs, 360 on the body is not going to be easy because there is some parts colliding, but I believe if you take this off and then if you move a few parts, you can kind of force it to go 360, but once again, there's no reason to go 360 for a mobile suit. Alright, now, the main connection is a ball joint using a poly cap. So the front skirts can be separated, as I mentioned. Here is that battery pack, which I really don't know what it's for, but it is able to rotate because it is on a peg. You can attach it to the other side if you want to do so. But they did an okay job on the color separation here. The gray, the blue is all different colors. Wish they could have done the same thing on the main body. The front skirts, yeah, if the chest were all color separated parts except for that vent, and this one was stickers, I could have at least forgiven it, but this one is just ugh. Alright, for the legs, we have a nice side swivel going on here. You can't go to the back that much because the back skirt does not move, but you can go to the front pretty well. We have a nice bend going on here, and on the sticker wise, on the knee sections, this gray section here on the knee is a sticker. And then on the side here, like the original, these white sections are supposed to be stickers, but I decided to use a Gundam white marker. I might need to recolor that. I guess I smudged it a bit, but still, yeah, I do suggest using the markers. And then the inside, the gray section there is a color separated pieces, so no need to worry about that. And moving the side skirts a little bit to the side, you can go to the legs can also move to the side almost 90 degrees. And then here, these vents here are also stickers, and we get a nice ball jointed feed as well. Technically a double ball joint because there's one here and then there's another one connecting to the bottom. So you get the idea at this point. Oh boy. And then just to clarify, the back of the leg also has now new designs of these thrusters. So you can see they reduce a lot of built-in weapons and then simplify the unit for mass production, but they never really succeed in the mass production as far as I know. Alright, so we've seen the basics of the kit. I'll be right back with some demonstrations that I mentioned. Okay, I'm back. So here is basically the connected part with the Shekinah on the arm. Now I also tried to connect the wires with the Shekinah and the battery pack. So here is the most, clean way to do it, because if you just start from the front, then this thing is going to be rotating like crazy. So what I did, I connected to the front, moved the wire to the back, and then bent it once again to the front. So this is the way I connect it. But once again, the promo pictures did never actually show these wires, so I'm just going to take them off right away. The promo pictures did not show that, and even in the games like Gundam Battle Operation 2 does not show the wires. I mean, it does show this part, but once again, even in the game, they don't really know what that is. So just wanted to point that out. And once again, once you have it on the arm, it should be okay. It may be on the heavy side. It is, as you can see, it is a little bit on the heavy side, but it is manageable. And the connection is pretty simple. So basically, let me just take it off one more time. You have the handle there, another peg there. Put the handle inside the hand, and then connect the back peg onto the arm, and then close this up, and you're good to go. Now the main question is, how am I going to do the double hand pose for the beam cannon? So once again, I'll be right back and trying to do the best way I can. Okay, I'm back. So here is the double hand pose. Luckily, thanks to the moving handle and then the arms articulation, actually did help me to do this more easier than I expected. So you're able to hold it with both hands, and because of the design of the weapon, it does give out that heavy gunner look as well. So I actually really like this pose, how it turned out. So we basically seen the basics of Shikino. I don't think we need to show you guys the shield and the beam sabers because they're pretty much what you expect, and they're pretty much self-explanatory. But I think only one thing left to show would be the beam javelin, because once again, unique weapon that we don't really see too often. So I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So here is the beam javelin. So I'm just doing it in the typical spear stabbing poses, but before actually going into this pose, I actually did some more dynamic poses, and it actually works pretty well thanks to the articulation on the arms and hands. So I'm really glad to see this weapon in HGUC format. I'm actually hoping to see more, well-known mobiles actually use this weapon to come out more. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the review. So basically I can say is that the articulation's okay, the build itself is okay. It's just the color separation aspect is just not that great because of Bandai still using the old Pale Rider mold over and over. And we still have like 2 to 3 more variants that needs to come out. Yes, I did pre-order the Pale Rider D2. They still need to make the Pale Rider Red. They still need to make the Pale Rider Dolahan, and there's one more variant that I'm not too sure if it's considered to be a specific variant, but still hopefully they won't be as bad as this one, because yeah, the chests and the front skirts were just really bad. Anyway, but the good part is that this kit comes with a lot of extra parts for customization. So if you guys are into that kind of stuff, so yeah, maybe you should try that out. But if you're getting this kit thinking that this is an amazing kit with amazing color separation, amazing gimmicks, that's not the case. So don't buy that if you're thinking about that. Anyway, thanks for watching the review. This was the review of the P-Bandai exclusive HGUC Pale Rider Cavalry. If you guys got any questions or requests, in the comment below. I still have more stuff to buy and build and make reviews out, so please stay tuned. Until then, see you guys next time.